There ain't no place like home, they say. It's where I go to find my way, where everything is just the way it should be.
Yeah. Welcome back. Week 2 of our State Traditions podcast. It's still week 1 of football. We're still gearing up. We're going to have some picks coming your way. We're talking about the number 1 high school prospect in the country. It's got a funny name. We're talking about our top 3 fictional football players of all time. Those would be pretty good, and I'm excited about that. We're talking about our tradition of the week coming up this week in college football. What do we think is the most special thing about college football and why it makes college football like it is? And then our tailgate drink of the week. Also, don't forget STPOD on our website, 35% off any item. We've got nice polos for game day. We've got hats. We've got about anything you can possibly need. So let's kick it off. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Very excited.
This is Jacob Kirschenbaum.
Hey, everybody at home. Excited to be here.
And let's go ahead and start with Louisville and Alabama in Orlando.
Yeah. We're getting right into what everybody wants because, most of our fans are Alabama fans. So we're just going to jump right in with what they want to hear.
Let's start it at the top, I guess.
Yeah.
Then work our way down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Alabama. Probably 35-14.
Okay.
They're going to run away with it.
Yeah.
They're not going to run them into the ground, but run away with it.
Yeah. I think, obviously, I'm going with Alabama as well. I think you're right there. I think this will be a great opportunity for Alabama to, like you said, maybe get up by 2, maybe 3 touchdowns and get some of that second string in to get some good early season experience. So once again, I'm kind of echoing what you're saying. Maybe 2 touchdowns. Maybe they get up by 3, and like I said, second string gives up a touchdown. They end up winning by 14.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Ole Miss versus Texas Tech in Houston.
Yeah. So, to me, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how I really feel about this matchup. I'm going Ole Miss, but to me, this one's really kind of a coin toss. I feel good about Ole Miss. Texas Tech usually has an atrocious defense. So that's why I'm going to give it to Ole Miss. I think they probably win by 10 points would be my guess right now.
I like that. I'm going to stick with Ole Miss as well, just because I'm wearing our signature.
The new signature polo.
Polo in the baby blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sharp.
Lightest and softest performance polo yet. It is.
Ever.
It's very, very nice.
Yeah, very nice. We also have a quarter zip that's exactly like it.
Oh, yeah. The quarter zip's going to be hot. It's dropping here in a week or 2.
Yeah.
So get ready. Those first kind of October games where it gets a little cool, that's going to be perfect for it.
Yeah. So, moving on, Texas versus Maryland. I'm going Texas all the way.
Yeah.
Don't think it's a contest. They're going to run away with it. They've had a few off years, and they're going to make their way back into the college football world pretty strong this year.
Yeah, I totally agree with you once again. I think we got a lot of the same ideas on these. I think Tom Herman and the Longhorns come in. They get a win over Maryland pretty handily. I don't think Maryland can really – of course, I say that, and Maryland surprised us last year and, put up a really good game against Texas. But I think they come in this year, week 1, and just kind of knock it out.
All right. Well, moving on to probably the biggest game all year, Colorado versus Colorado State. I know everyone's tuning into this one. Mile High Field in Denver.
Yeah.
I'm going with Colorado. That Pac-12 experience is going to help them out. Pull it over the Buffaloes there. Are they the Buffaloes?
They're the Rams.
They're the Rams.
The Rams.
I'm sorry. I'm going to work on that.
I'm actually going the other way. I'm going Colorado State, and I'm going strictly because of my connection. I have a very loose connection to Colorado State. A guy I played football with and my strength coach my last year in college, they are the strength and conditioning team out at Colorado State. So shout out to Coach Davis and John Michael Clay. So I'm going with the Rams of Colorado State. I think they're going to beat them by a touchdown. A touchdown. It's going to be a close one. Rivalry games, week 1. That's a bold schedule pick right there. But I feel good about the Rams.
Oh, that is an interesting pick. Another barn burner coming up. Central Michigan versus Kentucky. I've got Central Michigan.
This one's a coin flip to me. Kentucky's historically been terrible. Last year they picked it up a little bit. So I'm going Kentucky. You know, it's a home game, week 1, and I feel good about them against Central Michigan. The rest of the SEC I'm not so sure about.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I'm going to be glued to my TV for Kentucky and Central Michigan.
Do
obviously.
not call me, text me, or Facebook me during that game, please.
Yeah.
Moving on, Oklahoma versus the Lane Train, FAU.
FAU and the Lane Train is rolling into Norman, Oklahoma. I think the Lane Train is going to get derailed. I think Oklahoma's going to come in and just put it to them. Lane Kiffin might have a couple tricks up his sleeve to make it, you know, some interesting kind of highlight-worthy stuff, but ultimately Oklahoma's going to put them down.
No question. Lane Kiffin's probably going to cry all the way back to southern Florida.
He's going to cry heading back into his house on the beach and his 2 jet skis.
Rough life.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oklahoma's taking that one. So, next topic. Kirsch, why don't you start us off with General Booty?
Yeah, Yeah, I saw this on Twitter and thought we had to discuss it. This is the hottest prospect of the class of 2021. His name is General Booty, and that is his real legal name. You cannot make that up. He is a high school quarterback prospect out of Texas. I watched a little bit of his highlight film. I'll be honest, he's pretty average.
For a freshman.
For a freshman. You know, he can put it, you know, he doesn't have a strong arm, but he puts it right where it needs to be for his receivers. So, I don't know. Could we see General Booty leading the Tide or the Longhorns, you know, to a national championship here in a few years? Maybe. I don't know. But this is just absolutely hilarious, and we had to mention it. And I think it's funny because, you know, General Booty catches a lot of attention, but, like, he comes from a long line of Booties that are incredible athletes. John David and Josh Booty were both NFL quarterbacks. Abram Booty was a receiver at LSU and held a couple of records until past couple of years, I think. But, yeah, comes from a long line of athletes that have done really well. So I do think it'll be funny if, you know, 4 or 5 years from now we see him playing for a big-time Power 5 team.
Now, would you rather have him on Alabama's team or get beat by him if he's on Auburn?
Oh, God. If I was an Auburn fan, I don't even know. But
that's a question.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in our podcast 4 years from now.
4 years from now, we'll be highlighting or General Booty somewhere.
Yeah, so, oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
I think we've got a phone call, our first ever phone call on the State Traditions podcast. It looks like it's Michael from Tuscaloosa. How's it going, Michael?
Hey guys, this is Michael from Tuscaloosa, first time caller, long time listener here. Thank you guys for having me. I just had a quick question about the quarterback situation down in Tuscaloosa. And I'll hop off the line after the question and give y'all some time to answer, but I just wanted to kind of get y'all's thoughts on who you think will start the first game, either Jalen or Tua. Thank you guys.
Hey, thanks, Michael. That's a great question.
Call. Yeah.
Kirsch, what do you think?
I think Tua, I can't pronounce his name. I never can. I think he's going to end up starting, but I would not be surprised if you see Nick Saban pull some sort of move like he did in the national championship, where maybe he swaps him out, maybe at halftime or something, because it's an early enough game. I think you're playing Louisville. I think you can get reps from both.
Michael, I think Jalen's going to start. I don't think there's a question behind that. You take all the experiences. He's been to 2 national championships. Tua played well for 2 quarters and overtime, but I still think you put Jalen there. Michael, thank you for kicking off our first ever caller. If you want to do that, Kirsch, why don't you tell us how to call us next time on our podcast?
Yeah, so we've got obviously some really dedicated fans out there like Michael, and if you want to call and potentially have your voicemail played on the State Traditions podcast, you just got to call 205-254-8933. Once again, that number is 205-254-8933.
All right. My favorite topic this week.
Pretty excited about this. This kept me up last night.
Oh, I didn't sleep.
Very excited.
Top 3 fictional football players of all time. There are plenty to choose from.
I mean, this is tough. Once again, I mean, you've got classic movies like Any Given Sunday, The Replacements, Friday Night Lights, the movie, not the series. But once again, great players from both series and movies. So, like you said, there's a lot to choose from. Who's in your top 3 if you had to pick right now?
All right, I'm going to top 3. Coming in at number 3, I've got Forrest Gump.
Solid.
Close fourth. They can go both ways. Air Bud, number 4. But Forrest Gump, number 3, fastest on the field at all times. You can't. He won't stop running.
No.
So number 2, I've got coming in, if you're familiar with the Netflix series, first Spike series, Thad Castle.
That is a solid,
Powerful linebacker.
You could not pick, like if you're drafting a fictional team, he's who you want to build your defense around.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you had this next guy as my number 1 on the same defenses, national championships, no one would score a point. You had Thad Castle and Bobby Boucher right next to each other. You're not going to win. You're not going to lose a game.
No, you can't score a point on those two.
No.
I mean, you've got 2 of the best fictional defensive players of all time.
Yeah. I went all defense and 1 special teams.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Funny, like a total side topic, but funny story about Forrest Gump. I was up in Boston one time talking to somebody, and the topic of Forrest Gump came up, and they were like, man, what's crazy is like, I've never heard, like, Forrest Gump, like, never heard of him in the history books. He did so much. And, like, apparently there are some Yankees out there that think Forrest Gump is a real person.
I wrote a paper in college on the American Dream.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump was my topic.
You cannot, like, I mean, there's not a better rags to riches story than Forrest Gump.
I mean, he owned stock in Apple. I mean, he met the president twice. He fought in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Medal of Honor. It's hard to beat him.
Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
Gump. I mean, he was doing it right.
Yeah.
He fell in love with Jenny.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Jenny.
Oh.
Yeah.
She lived a weird life. But
yeah.
Fun fact, Greenbow, Alabama is not a real place.
Not a real place. No. I was like 10 or 12 when I figured that out.
Just moving to Alabama, I'm a little disappointed about that. A little disappointed. So, anyway, what's your top 3?
Top 3. I don't really have an honorable mention, but coming in at number 3, Julius Campbell from Remember the Titans, defensive end, strong side, left side. I mean, just classic, solid defensive end. You're not going to beat him on the edge. Just perfect defensive end to build a defense around. Number 2, he can do it all. Boobie Miles from Friday Night Lights. He can run the ball and he can pass. I mean, if you're wanting a running back in your backfield, he's it. And then number 1 for me, I think he's potentially the most accomplished with the least amount of wins, Shane Falco from The Replacements.
That's good.
I mean, he took a team of nobodies and beat several NFL rosters, which is impressive with guys that have never played NFL snaps. So he's my number 1. I'm building a team around.
Yeah, and I feel like your top 3 could pass a drug test mine. On the other hand, one of mine probably couldn't with Thad, but
yeah.
That's neither here nor there.
Forrest Gump, he's clean though.
Forrest Gump's clean.
He's very clean.
Bobby Boucher, he eats a alligator.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to something real.
Something
now.
real, yeah.
Something real. Real traditions of college football. Week 1, we've got Florida State, Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
What's the tradition there?
You've got Florida State. They've got a couple of cool traditions. One you talked about earlier today was the spear midfield before the game. I mean,
it's on fire.
Exactly. I don't know that there's anything cooler than that.
I don't like Florida State, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I hate Florida State, but I mean, if you're looking at like just cool things that are pregame, you know, there's some out there. I think that's one of the coolest. And
I know somebody who played some history there, right?
Yeah. Technically, I'm part of history at Florida State. It's not a part of history I want to be on the side of, but I was part of Jimbo Fisher's first win as a head coach.
On the wrong side.
Yeah, I was on the wrong side. I played at Sanford, and the first game my sophomore year, we opened up with Florida State. And I don't remember the exact score, but it was not pretty. It was 49 or 59-6. All I know is that we beat the spread for a lot of people, and my dad was upset. He put a little money on the game and came out on the wrong side of it. But we put up 6 points, you know, a couple field goals, and we ended up on like top 10 the next day. Once again, the wrong side of the top 10. But good experience nonetheless. I never want to hear the war chant and the tomahawk chop ever again, though. Never again.
So who do you think started that, Florida State or the Atlanta Braves?
Oh, I think it's Florida State.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't like Florida State, so the Atlanta Braves can have that all day long. But still, great tradition.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's even once again being on the wrong side of the loss there, being down on the field when they're doing the chant. It's pretty cool to listen to.
Yeah. All right. From one tradition to another tradition that we started here at State Traditions.
Yeah.
A little segue there. Tailgate drink of the week.
Yeah. So
what do we have?
Everybody knows that, you know, drinks and football go hand in hand. And the first week of the season, a lot of people are going to want to start first thing in the morning.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially for these early kickoffs, these 3:30 kickoffs.
Yeah.
You got to start early.
So the drink of the week, we're actually having a couple right now. Screwdriver, very simple, just a little vodka and orange juice. A little more vodka than orange juice, in my opinion. But it's a good one. Once again, you can start your day, start out hard, and then you pace yourself the rest of the day. Drink responsibly, and it's just a good one to start the day with because you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
It's a little stronger than a mimosa.
Yeah.
And it really gives you that kick to
You're feeling good by
get
those
up on your feet.
those early morning kickoffs.
Yeah. That's good. Well, I think that's about it for us. Thank you again, Michael, for calling in, asking us a question. You can do that by calling 205-254-8533 to State Traditions. And don't forget our STPOD promo code online.
Yeah.
For 35% off.
35% off. A lot of y'all have taken advantage of it when we had the first few episodes during the summer. And that code is still good. We're going to keep that going for a while. So yeah, stock up on the new fall stuff. We've got these awesome, if you're listening, you can't see it. If you're watching the video, we've got these awesome state letter hats that are just, you know, fire. Everybody's talking about them.
We can't hold on to them.
No, we've sold a ton already, and I think they're going to be a hot item for fall.
I just burnt my hand.
A little bit.
It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
And if you want us to talk about a topic, call us, let us know, and we can add that into next week's podcast.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us, and we'll see y'all next week.
Hang my hat up high with stars and stripes.